All right, guys, welcome back. The sun is shining. It's not snowing. I thought I'd give you a break from the endless drone of snow throughout the storm on Sunday and going into Monday morning. Thankfully, it did end, and we are, look, there's blacktop. We are almost dug out. From a temperature perspective, my goodness, the temperature is still well below freezing. It's high noon at this point, just a little bit after that, and we are at about 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So, that's actually not terrible. It's almost balmy after the, single digits we were in. You can see Farm Hubby is still working to move snow, and really, that is all we're doing here, is trying to create space for all this snow. It's a lot. We ended up with somewhere in the neighborhood of about 15, 16 inches. So my prediction of a foot was more than conservative, let's say. And when we still had about 5 inches on the ground, this is mountainous. So we're moving snow where we need to, in order to clear paths so that folks can get in and out, so that we can get into the barns with ease, and really just clear our access to everything. Forgive the background noise. We've got equipment running to get this done. But yeah, this particular pile is taller than me. I walk down to the barn, and it's deep. It's going to be here for a while. I can't even walk over to go see the goats. I can't get over the mountain. We'll have to go in through the barn. But the girls are out a little bit. Everybody's trying to enjoy the sunshine. We're going to have to head into the barn because we can't see anybody from out here, unfortunately. We've got some paths dug to the barn, but here, this is a really nice perspective. Look at the grow up. And I'm so glad we did not fix this pen, by the way, because it would have just been destroyed again with this snow. Their little house, the chicken coops, the doors are completely covered, right? Like this is a lot of snow. So, all right, taking you through the tack room. Nobody look at the messy tack room. It has not been cleaned and straightened up. We need to get it ready for kidding season, but I am not there yet with all this weather. Barn cats are out and about. Hello, Miss Bobby Socks. Good to see you. Let's turn a light or two on here and see what everybody's up to. Nobody's in the tent. Most of the girls are at least a little bit outside. Hi, girls. They're all looking good. Their stall doesn't look too filthy. Hi. And frankly, they're probably happy to see people because they haven't seen people. Granted, they see us when we come down to feed them, but we haven't been spending a lot of time at the barn in this weather. The pigs are quite content in their mountain of straw and bedding. They haven't even really burrowed down into it, so the makeshift wind block that we put up really did its job. I was expecting to have to add more straw by this point, and we haven't had to. About the only thing the pigs have conceded to the weather and the snow and the fact that they probably had a hard time getting out their door is they have used their stall as a bathroom, which they typically do not do, so that's a little extra cleaning. The boys are just fine. They're a little backlit because the sun's behind us, but they're looking good. And the donkeys have also used their stall as a bathroom, apparently, so that will get cleaned tonight. But they're here. They are probably the angriest of the bunch, even though they are the most capable. Hi, Deeds. Hi. What you doing, girlfriend? Oh, big nose. big nose, I don't need your big nose. They are the most capable of getting through the snow given the length of their legs. They are also the least inclined. All right, I have to pull away here because Dee Dee is about to die without some pets. Yeah, I know, you guys are hurting too. But at any rate, they are smart enough not to wander out too far. They know better. And everybody is kind of just hunkered down, same way we did. We stayed inside, watched movies, hung out, and hoped for the best. A couple things that we did. I know I talked about how we prepped the farm for the storm, including, moving snow in advance, so trying to create places for new snow, feeding the wild birds. But I don't know that I mentioned, maybe I did, I think maybe I did, that we also brushed everybody out. And it was darn tootin' freezing before the storm came in, but it was important to us to get everybody brushed up and fluffy. Fluffy fur is warmer fur. So we got everybody brushed up. We got all the barn cleared. In fact, we moved our vehicles, some of them, down into the barn here, which is why the aisles are clear of everything. So we parked the farm truck and our UTV with the plow on it in here, which really enabled us to start the clearing process from the barn, which is the most important place on our farm, right? Isn't that right, Bobby? So I don't know where the other two cats are. They are not in the barn. They're not buried in the hay. Sometimes they get buried up in here in the hay because that's just as warm as straw. But no, they're not buried up in here in the hay. So they must be out and about, and good for them. The snow at this point, we did get sleet, rain, and ice on top of the snow. So at this point, it is fairly solid, and they can walk on it. So you can, I guess you can see the little paw prints there, right? They don't actually fall through the way us humans do. But yeah, it's really hard to give you perspective. But I look at some of these drifts, and granted the drifts, don't count to accumulation totals, but some of these drifts are more than 2 feet high just from the wind that was blowing or the snow around. So that's about where we're at. I'll go visit the pond next if I can get to it and give you an update there. But it's into double-digit temperatures, and we're getting dug out. So life is pretty good right now. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Look at how fluffy and warm she looks. That is a happy barn cat. Well, she's unhappy that I've disturbed her nap, but nothing like hanging out at the top of the barn. And probably warmer up there, right? Heat rises. So she's up on the top of the barn stalls, observing her domain, and quite comfortable if she's able to sleep like that. The girls are out getting their sunshine fix. We did not have to put a coat on Fanta, so I'm pleased about that. I did keep an eye on her. In fact, I came down in the middle of the night because I wanted to check and see how she was doing, and she was quite comfortable in the stall, so I went back in to get comfortable myself. I hope you guys are all toasty warm and somewhere where the sun is shining and the snow is melting, or there's no snow at all. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind, and I will see you at the next one. Bye for now.